Welcome everyone. Today is Saturday and you know what that means. It's weekly purchases. The time of the week where we sit down, talk about the week, what came through the door via eBay, Mercari, you name it, and what did we find out in the stores. So weekly purchases, our Saturday sit down is here. Who would have thought another week's gone by in the quarantine madness? I'm starting to look like a young Harry Nielsen at this point with my hair. It's out of control. It sounds like haircut places are going to open up again today. I don't know if I'm really going to go out there quite yet. I think I'm going to just hang tight until I have to get back into the official meeting, work, suit, tie world. Then I'll maybe get a haircut, but I'll hang tight for now, even though it is a little bit annoying. Sometimes it's at a weird in-between stage, but I'm sure a lot of you guys are dealing with that as well. But like I said, I'm looking like a crazy person a little bit. Big week this week with weekly purchases. I keep saying, hey, I'm going to slow down, but it never really happens. But there's some other things going on this week, too, to talk about. We got some new boxed figure reveal art. I always say when we get promotional packaging pictures, that means the figures are coming anytime. They are imminent. And we did see the new Walmart exclusive 2-pack of Raphael and Casey Jones. Super awesome 2-pack. I'm dreading having to hunt Walmarts trying to find this. I'm hoping it's one of those things where you just happen to get lucky right off the bat and you just call that done. I hope it's not going to be a drawn out, 2-month affair trying to find this thing in stores, especially in this day and age. But we'll see. You never know how they'll go, but that set, it looks awesome. It's going to be a very, very popular set for people. I'm not going to buy it aftermarket prices, that's for sure. I can tell you that right now. We also saw the new reveal of the GameStop exclusive 2-pack of Lord Zed and Rita Repulsa. We're getting Rita, but I think it's horrible, and it drives me absolutely nuts that we got Lord Zed like a year ago. Now we have to buy him all over again just to get this 2-pack. So I guess I will probably sell my Lucy Lord Zed, get a little bit of money for that, and get this 2-pack at GameStop. But hate that they did that. I would have rather stuck one of those putty characters in there with Rita, as you could kind of army build them. It makes a little bit more sense. But I do understand, the movie villain, bringing them together, blah, blah, blah. So is what it is at this point. We also saw Christian Elite 76 finally in package image. We didn't get those about a week ago. This one came later. I still haven't seen the black shirt one in package. But a cool Christian figure. It's going to fit well with that era. Not a lot of guys from that era. Flashback, we haven't really got a lot of really good ones lately, and that Christian one will fit in. Hopefully we'll get Gangrel. Will be a huge want for, I know, a lot of collectors like me. Hopefully that comes down the line. We'll see. Also this week, Target.com finally. I wasn't all worked up last Sunday when they said the new Legends line would be up for pre-order, similar like Walmart did for a couple months ago. Well, they put it up finally Monday. It went up, and it was supposed to go up on Sunday. But if you guys know, if you tried to get the Red Rooster a couple years ago or the Shark, they never went up on time. That's just Target's MO. People were thinking that Target would really care a lot. At the end of the day, Target treats a wrestling figure no different than they treat, a pillow or a lawn furniture. It's all the same to them at the end of the day. So to think that, at midnight, miraculously, they're going to put them out, it just doesn't work that way with these big box retail stores. It's just another item, and they will get to it when they get to it. They got people plugging those things into their system and go live, and there it is. But happy to be able to pre-order those. The big one was Sting is not going to be part of the set. It's only going to be the 3, Razor, Greg Valentine, and the Bobby Heenan in the Weasel suit. I did buy 2 of those Bobby Heatons in the Weasel suit. Had to pre-order 2 of those because I'm gonna display one in his like Andre the Giant type singlet for wrestling Bobby, and then I'm gonna have one in the Weasel suit. And I might even use that Weasel suit for some other guys. We'll see. I might be able to customize that second Weasel suit into something else. So hopefully that happens. But a cool set, a little lackluster with the 3 and the Razor Ramon being a little bit of a repaint. Greg Valentine is a chase, which is cool, but I would have loved to have seen, besides just different trunks and boots, I'd love to see a different robe, or maybe give him black hair for his rhythm and blues days, or even a jumpsuit would be awesome, or a guitar, something to make it a little bit different of a chase. I guess we'll see once we get him in hand what my real thoughts are, but should be, I don't think, a huge, super back-to-market, awesome set that's going to drive everybody totally crazy. I think there's a lot of hit and miss there for some collectors. I'll get them all. Like I said, I'll get 2 Valentines, the Chase and the regular, and I'll get 2 of the Bobby Heenans. So that'll be awesome. Another thing this week, yesterday, Friday, check out my figure hunting video. I'm actually having to go out to the stores a little bit more now, doing these price surveys for my work, trying to figure out what the heck's going on in this in the grocery business world we're all in right now. As some of you guys know, like the meat shortages and how that's affecting business and all that. So the plus side of that, going out to stores, I'm going to hit some Walmart, some Targets, and a few other stores out there. Might as well take a stroll over to the figure sets and see what's going on and take a quick video and share that with you guys every Friday. So weekly purchases on Saturday, fig hunts on Friday, and then during the week we'll have some unboxings, figure reviews, reveals, some deep dives, all kinds of stuff. But so that is up, fig hunting video from yesterday. The Major Wrestling Figure Podcast on Friday's episode gave a cool shout out to the channel in my starting lineup video. That was really nice of them. Starting lineups near and dear to my heart. Go back and watch that video if you haven't seen it. I kind of deep dive on some Chicago Bulls and Michael Jordan starting lineups. I mean, you could go a lot of different ways with lineups. Talking about the collecting of starting lineups back in the day is just a whole book could be written on that. And maybe that's a book I'll have in me someday, because I have a lot of stories and a lot of hunts and a lot of things you could talk about. But would be really cool to see. But I thank the Major Wrestling Figure Podcast for giving me a cheap plug. So it might, who knows, maybe we got some new subscribers out of that. It never hurts, I guess, to say. So that's a big one. But, I thank all you guys for watching too. I don't know if we've realized this, but we're a month into the channel now. I think we're at 1,400 subscribers after just a month. I've told the story before. I had no plans to make a channel. I just wanted a place to put my figure video up so I could show people when they ask, oh, what's your collection look like? I put that up, and that thing kind of took a life of its own. Had a lot of great comments saying, hey, we'd like to see more, and hey, here we are. And I thank a lot of you guys. I enjoy talking to you guys in the comments and going back and forth and posting these videos every day. It's definitely interesting. We'll see how it goes once the world gets back to normal, but I plan on continuing to put out a video every single day. It's not too tough. I think I got enough content to last me the rest of my life. So there's that, but that's it. That's what we got for a kind of catch up at the beginning of weekly purchases here. So now let's get into the meat and the potatoes of the show. Let's get into what came through the door. Let's get into the weekly purchases. All right, let's jump into it. Weekly purchases, our favorite time of the week. And I should mention, 3 years ago today, I had a very big weekly purchase. My dog, Domino. She came home to live with us. She's a Corgi Poo, just like Lemmy. Is actually even friendlier than Lemmy, just a little bit camera shy. So she doesn't like to be in the videos. But Lemmy, Domino, best of friends, go on walks every day. But Domino came to live with me 3 years ago today. Quite the weekly purchase. But anyways, let's jump into it. I got a lot of stuff to go through. I thought this week would be a little softer. It wasn't. So let's get through. We'll get rolling, and here we go. So Star Wars, you guys saw my fig hunting videos. Every Friday I got a fig hunting video of where I've been and what I've been seeing. Once this quarantine's done, I travel an 8-state area, and I hit a lot of stores at night and whatever, as I'm staying in hotels and whatnot. So you'll see a lot of cool videos, hopefully, when the world gets back to normal. But been out doing some stores this week for work, and hopefully you enjoyed that video. But you guys might have seen some of these in those videos. So here is Mr. R2-D2. How many R2s do I need? The Empire Strikes Back 40th anniversary line just hitting the stores. This is Dagobah R2. Will fit in really well with the Luke and Yoda 2-pack. That's going to be an Amazon exclusive later this year. Very good. R2, we have him a million times. But now we got a dirty R2 to fit in there. So how many more do I need? Hopefully this is the last R2 I get. But you never know the way they crank out some of these Star Wars figures. But Hoth Soldier, actually 2 of them. I broke my own rule. I'm not a big army builder, as I've said before. I do buy duplicates sometimes when they're on clearance later down the line. Saw both of these. I don't know if it was quarantine madness where you see new figures, you jump on them. I don't know, but I did hear a little cool trick about this. I'll probably do an unboxing video of these. Maybe I'll do them all together. You tell me, but I did hear a cool trick about these, so I want to see it firsthand. So I said, I'll get 2 so I can display both. So there's those. Got the TIE Fighter Pilot, Empire Strikes Back. Very big TIE Fighter pilot fan back when I was a kid. I loved these more than the Stormtroopers because they were black. I guess, even as a little kid, I loved heavy metal and black things like this. Very much reminiscent of Darth Vader, obviously, but really enjoyed this as a kid. I'm happy to have one. in my collection finally. So I picked that guy up this week. And then finally, Snow Speeder Luke. Picked that one up. Not a whole lot different than X-Wing Luke. As we all know, that, or maybe we don't know, but there's a Black Series 6-inch line Snow Speeder coming out later this year. I'll probably play the long game on that one, as the TIE Fighter that came out a few years back. I know that thing was cheap for a long time on clearance, and that Snow Speeder will probably be over $100. So maybe it'll be at TJ Maxx or Marshall's or something like that this Christmas holiday season is kind of my hope. If not, maybe the next one. I guess we'll see. But I'm going to play the long game on that Snow Speeder. It does make me wonder, though, with that new G.I. Joe line coming out, will they have vehicles with the G.I. Joe line? Vehicles were very important to the G.I. Joe world. Will they come out with it? But, you know, I think they've seen the price point is expensive on a 6-inch figure vehicle. Will they do that? I could see maybe some trouble bubbles and little things like that. I don't know if they'll go all in or not. How about, here's one that you haven't seen before. I haven't shown this line in my weekly purchases yet, but I do pick these up when they're on clearance. Toonie Terror's Pinhead from the movie Hellraiser, of course, which Motorhead, the greatest band of all time, sang the theme song. Look it up on YouTube. You'll enjoy. Love the video of Lemmy and Pinhead playing against each other in the video. It's awesome. But pick this up cheap. My goal with these, I have the Chucky and Tiffany. I got the Jason, the Michael Myers, the Leatherface. A few other ones. I'll probably display those with those Kenner Ghostbuster figures. Just kind of a cool little thing. Maybe throw the Scooby-Doo Mystery Machine in there and have a little cartoon horror monster party with that. My buddy David C. Anderson this week, he is poking and prodding me and trying to get me to start an Oakland A's starting lineup collection. He is down the rabbit hole deep, getting every single Cubs player. I'm a huge Oakland A's fan from the 80s, 1989 World Series, one of the greatest moments of my life. Dave Stewart, of course, is this one. The most intimidating pitcher of all time. I mean, I would cry in the fetal position if he gave me a dirty look. He's just got the most intimidating eyes ever. But starting lineups, very near and dear to my heart, as you guys probably saw in my starting lineup video this week. I love starting lineups. I don't know if I'm going to go down that rabbit hole, but it's very tempting. I'm not sure where I would put them in my house, but I was thinking, you know, I do have a big office at work. I got a nice corner office with a lot of wall space. Maybe I'll devote a wall at work. I don't know what work would think about that. I've already got an Ultimate Warrior collection in there and a few other things, but you never know. It's a possibility down the line. I'll let you know if it happens. Here is one of my grails, one of my Grail Jax items, the Great Khali limited edition box set. Extremely difficult to find these days at a good price. Look on eBay. It is ridiculous what this is priced at. I got a screaming deal that I couldn't pass up this week. Very happy to cross it off my list. Very, very cool. Look at the packaging on that. I know Jax gets a hard time by a lot of people. Not very often from me because I'm a Jax apologist. I love them. But look at this Khali. The great window packaging is really awesome. The little necklace gear deal, I don't even know what you call it. It's almost like a Hawaiian lei thing, but I'm sure it's something different. But very cool Khali. As you guys remember, the black Khali, black pants Khali was in the normal line with the screaming face. This is the more serious face that was released with a maroon red pant. It's bringing the black and this face scan together with the new necklace deal. Awesome, awesome figure. Very happy. This was one of my 10 most wanted Jax figures. I still got a ways to go, but I'm getting there. Very happy to cross that off my list. Keeping with the Jax, Undertaker, Cyber Sunday. Now, Undertaker's one I haven't dove super big into yet. I think I have 4 or 5 Ruthless Aggression Undertakers. There's a lot of them, as you can imagine, just like Mysterio, Angles, Batista, Cena's. There's a million different ones. I got to be focused because, you know, people don't list in their eBay listings or whatever, oh, this is Ruthless Aggression Series 12 or Ring Rage Series 17.5. It's just Undertaker Jax. So I got to get the checklist out, get the pictures, check. There's always just little differences that are really hard to spot. So I'm going to start working on the Undertaker collection very, very soon. Here's one I didn't even know existed. And this is the bane of my Jax collecting existence is I find things. I have 3 checklists I'm working off. I'm working off image searches, you name it, trying to make sure I get every single one. Well, every time I think I'm getting close, I find 10 things that I didn't even know existed. And here's one that wasn't on the checklist I had. I was told in one checklist this was a repaint of the other one, which it is, or a re-release, not a repaint. It is a repaint. But it was listed as a re-release. So I was thinking, oh, it's the same one, don't need it because it's the same figure. Nope. This one has a red shirt instead of black, has a red chair instead of a black chair. Eric, and this is Series 4 Ruthless Aggression. And I believe Series 1 was the counterpart to this. So I saw it. You know, when you see things like this you've never seen before, you got to jump on it because you might never see it again. And I scoured the earth trying to find another one to get some comparisons from the price I was getting. Could not find it. So I pulled the trigger like any good guy would do. So I'm happy to have this. Another one crossed off the list, but one I already thought I had and was done with. So that's the story of my Jack's life lately. I found some whole Italian set yesterday of all these different figures that were released in some live tour in Italy. I think they're just repaints with a different pack, or the same figures in a different Italy package that's a SmackDown live tour. I got to research it more. I'm hoping that is just repaints. I don't need to find all these. I don't know how I'm going to track down all these Italy figures, but we'll see. I know we got viewers from Italy out there that would love to help me out. Here's one I've been playing the long game on. WCW Eddie Guerrero Best Of. There's also a Black Classic Superstars version of this I'm very tempted to get. It's basically the yin-yang of black and the white. Only need the Benoit from this line is all I got left, so I'll have the Best of ECW, Best of WCW complete off my Jack's checklist, which will be a great feeling. But like I said, gotta get the Benoit. Happy to have the Eddie put to bed. Here is maybe one hot garbage of the week. I might have multiple this week, I don't know. It's borderline, so we'll get a half hot garbage. John Cena off the ropes. You guys might remember from some of my weekly videos. I kind of like the quirkiness of the off the ropes set. I don't think they were in Target, Walmart, and Toys R Us at the time. They were more of a Rite Aid, Walgreens, CVS, drugstore type releases. Plain as Jane as you can be as far as releases. Not a lot of deco. Basically just really cheap down versions of other figures. And this John Cena is no exception. I have this John Cena about 10 different ways. Well, this one has pure black wrist tape. I mean, that's the only difference from a few of the other ones. And I hated having to spend $10 to buy this, but if you're going to be complete, you got to be serious with it. As the back of the package says, don't be a punk, get them all. That's what I'm doing, and that's kind of the hot garbage of the week. I'm really disappointed in myself that I would get that with just that little change, but here we are. Here's one I didn't know about either in this packaging. Chris Jericho. We have one very similar with dark hair, but this one is the blonde hair. It's WrestleMania 25, one of the final Series 3 of WrestleMania 25, 2009, right at the tail end of Jack's. Like I said, I thought I had something. I have one very similar with just a different hair color. And that's what happens with Jack's. They do a lot of that kind of stuff. So that's Jericho crossed off the list. And how about Off the Ropes? Once again, I love the Off the Ropes. This is another one. I've never seen it before. Didn't know it existed. Randy Orton. Very gray, plain shirt with jeans. Never seen it before. Cheap cost. Hey, I'm pulling the trigger. I'm going to buy it because I've never seen it. It's got a weird... I'm trying to read it. It's very faint, but it says Orton Family Tradition. Orton Family Tradition is what it says on there. I could see if a kid had this, that would be rubbed off his shirt so fast. It doesn't look like there's hardly any paint. Very good face scan, though. I love the later Orton face scan. I've said it multiple times. I hate that early Orton face scan Jax did. Probably my least favorite head scan of all time. That one's not too shabby. Here's another one. I'm not sure what this is either. I'll probably do an unboxing video on this one just for the heck of it. Maybe I'll try this stuff on. Kurt Angle, WrestleMania 21. Comes with his gold medal. And I believe these are wristbands maybe? We'll see. We'll see in the unboxing what this actually is. But a Kurt Angle needed this one. Tap out on Angle Slam, it says. I don't know if that makes proper English. But we'll dive into this one down the line. Count on it. Oh, here's one. Here's a good one. I got to thank my buddy Waylon Jennings and David C. Anderson who went and picked these up from Waylon. You guys saw me on with the Ghostbuster figures last week. Finally hitting the stores. For some reason, the Ghost never hit. The figures hit every Walmart in the Des Moines area, Central Iowa area. No Ghost until Waylon came across them yesterday. He hit me up on text, said, hey buddy, you need these? And I said, yes, I do, Waylon. Could you help me? And he helped me out as he has in the past. So thank you, Waylon Jennings. Thanks, David C. Anderson, for picking these up, meeting him. He lives a little closer to David, and David was up that way, picked them up for me. I'm glad to have these two off my bucket list here. I had both of these as a kid. I enjoyed playing with them. You know, hopefully they release the Firehouse. I don't know if they will, but boy, would that be awesome if they release the Firehouse and Ecto one. I've said it last week. I got some hate comments for it, but I do prefer the comics over the movie. I love the movies, the two movies, but the cartoon was everything to me because every day that cartoon was on. I saw it every day. I spent 30 minutes with it every single day. The movie I watched every once in a while back then, but very happy to have these in my collection again. It brings me back to being a kid when I got those originally. Here's another one. I don't know anything about Fortnite. I've heard of it, but that's all I could tell you. I think it's a video game. I don't know what else they're doing with it, but I saw this one, Havoc. But to me, this is how hard up I am for G.I. Joe. I need that G.I. Joe set in my hands now. I pre-ordered it from Amazon. It's coming June 3rd. I wish I would have pre-ordered from, I think it's Dorkside Toys, Megalopolis. You can get them on eBay. They're already out in people's hands. They should be in my hands, but I pre-ordered from Amazon, so they're coming June 3rd. I need an open set, a loose set. I love G.I. Joe. I'm so excited for those. I was a little wishy-washy at first, but now just seeing pictures and some reviews, I am all in. And I'm so far in, I said, this looks just like Firefly, the G.I. Joe villain. I have to have him. So this is going to substitute for Firefly until Hasbro actually does make a Firefly. I can't wait to unbox this and just pretend this is a G.I. Joe I'm unboxing. But I cannot wait for those G.I. Joes to come out. Like I've said 100 times, I will be getting those. I'll be getting 2 sets. I just cannot wait for that G.I. Joe set. All right, we continue on with weekly purchases. ECW. I got an ECW shirt. 1999, I've had an ECW shirt in my rotation. Finally bit the dust, said it was time to get a new one. Homage, homage, I'm not even sure how you pronounce it, but they had them on sale. I picked one up. Also picked up an LOD shirt because I love people with face paint and I love the LOD. So I had to pick that up. Also picked up the new Live 5 pen from Major Wrestling Figure Podcast. Got this one from the Zombie Sailor himself. I also got the new card of the month. Let's see, for the first time with my eyes, Smart Mark Sterling non-autographed edition. Can't win them all, I guess. Now we get into the Lucy portion of the show. A lot of you guys love the Lucy stuff, and here we go. I'm breaking my own rules here. We'll get into it. I've said, hey, I'm not going to get the Classic Superstars loose because I already have them all mint on card. I have a whole room of the Classic Superstars from Jakks, but now I'm kind of bending the rules a little bit. I'm getting some guys that were kind of there at the beginning of the Ruthless Aggression era, or maybe they crossed over into it a little bit. And X-Pac, there's one. That's a Classic Superstars X-Pac. Picked him up this week. And we're going to keep rolling. I'll try to roll through the Lucy's fast. Same thing, Hacksaw Jim Duggan. Remember, he was in the WWE for a while in this era. I can't remember. I remember the board, but boy, is that huge. Doesn't even fit in his hands. I don't know what you do with it, but that is insane how big this board is. Now, here's one. I'm on these claim sales all the time. You know, as you guys know, I'm scouring, trying to find these Jakks figures. I'm sitting through hours of claim sales to see what I want. Well, you got to be fast on these. And sometimes you see stuff you've never seen before, and I got to research this one. Shawn Michaels with beard. Now, I have this figure with no beard. I don't know if this is a custom head swap or a variant, but you know, it was like $7-8. I said, I can't. I've never seen it before. I probably shouldn't have bought it. It's probably a custom job, but we'll see. I'm going to research it. Shawn Michaels is what it is. Superfly Jimmy Snuka. We all know about Jimmy and his Dark Side of the Ring stuff as of late, but needed this Jimmy Snuka. I think it fit in because, you know, he was with in WrestleMania with Piper and those guys versus Jericho. Another one, Ric Flair. This is an awesome one. You guys have seen this one before on card a lot. I said, I got to have this loose. It was a heck of a deal. I couldn't pass it up. Beautiful robe, blue. Ric Flair retirement. Had to pick that one up for sure. Triple H. This was the 2-pack with Stephanie McMahon and the Classic Superstars ringside exclusive. Missing the coat, but I actually have the coat. That's the reason I picked it up. I said, hey, I already have that coat. I might as well pick up the figure to go along with it. Same with this Shawn Michaels, another Classic Superstar Shawn Michaels. It was only, I think, $6. I said, it's the goods on it, the softer pleather goods on it. I said, I couldn't pass that up. So pick that one off. And then how about another Shawn Michaels? Just like a lot of the guys, a lot of different Shawn Michaels in these Ruthless Aggression sets. Didn't have this one, now I do. Ted DiBiase Jr. I got to double check. This could be from his Classic Superstars 2-pack with Ted DiBiase. Didn't have this. Kind of fits either way. I said I was okay with having it. So Ted Jr. coming to live with me. How about one? There's a lot of hard-to-find ladies in the Jax line. Jillian Hall. Don't see her very often. A pretty hard one to get. Pick that up in a claim sale. Same with Kelly Kelly. There's a silver Kelly Kelly and then there's a red Kelly Kelly. I don't have either. Now I have the red one. Got to find the silver one. And Sunny, Classic Superstars Sunny. Picked this one up, not for this set, but to go with my Mattels. I do have a few Jax mainstays in there that they don't scale too bad. And this Sunny will go really good in the new generation 90s shelf. She'll fit right in there. Another Classic Superstars, the DX 2-pack, Triple H. Got that at a deal, said, heck, why not? And the Triple H keeps going. Another one of the T-shirt series. I always mess this up. It's either Ruthless Aggression 31, 33, or 36, where everybody came with a T-shirt. I believe that is from that series. How about two Mr. Kennedys? You can never have enough Mr. Kennedys, I guess. Red and green. Going down the line, there's a couple black ones, silver ones. Just the tights are primarily the only difference. I think he had two different head scans. And while we're talking Mr. Kennedy, how about another one? How about a Deluxe Aggression one? This one was always dumb. Used to wear that shirt. Pro wrestling is real. People are fake. I don't know. Not a huge fan, but I'm working on a Deluxe Aggression complete line. Just missing a few, and this was an odds and end. It was a cheap one. I said, might as well cross it off the list. Johnny Nitro, I believe he was Johnny Nitro at the time. Man of a Million last names, John Morrison. Blue pants. This one was released a few different times with one of those kid title belts, and I think in a 3-pack as well. Don't quote me if I'm wrong. A harder to find one that's getting a little scarcer, Bob Orton Sr. from a Treacherous Trio 3-pack. Had to have that one, so I was glad to finally cross that one off the list. Another Kurt Angle. I always say it, there's a million Kurt Angles. Here's one where maybe his singlet was down or whatever. There's no singlet on there, but you get the point. So Kurt Angle there. Another classic I couldn't turn down. I love Bobby Heenan. The voice of my childhood. I love Bobby Heenan. He always cracked me up, even as a little kid. Saw this. I said, you know what? I better just get it. Why not? Eddie Guerrero, another guy there's a lot of. This is a pretty cool one with the blue flames on there. I believe this is a WrestleMania 21. Don't quote me. I gotta get the checklist out. But Eddie Guerrero. How about the Freak Rob Terry? I think quite the muscle-bound guy. I'm kind of surprised WWE never took him. Maybe he might have been on the gas or something. Who knows? But a big dude, that's for sure. Would have fit in a lot of places. Another classic, Bret Hart. Got this one very cheap. Said, heck, why not? I'll throw it in the collection. I can always find room for some of these classic guys. I've decided if I come across them at a cheap price, loose, in good condition, I'll find a home for them. John Cena, Treacherous Trio 3-pack. I also believe he was released singular in the same exact get-up. He was released in the 3-pack with Crime Time. I got the Crime Time, I think, last week. Now I got John Cena to add to the collection. Got that one off the list, off the books. A personal favorite, I think last week was Blue Sabu. Here we got Gold Sabu this week. So I am complete on my Sabu collection from Jax. I got the classic as well in my ECW loose set. Loving life right now. Scott Hall, Mattel Basic, a rare loose one, heck of a deal. I got some custom plans for this. I don't do a lot of customization. I'm not a painter. I'm not any of that, but the easy customs that I can do, I like to jump when I can. So I'll have plans for this. Maybe I'll make a quick little 5-minute. Here's how you change a guy around and do a little easy customizations that any of us could easily do. If I can do it, any of us can do it. Rey Mysterio. You guys know, I always say it every week, there's a million Rey Mysterios. Here's 2 more. I mean, they keep coming. They multiply. I'm going to have one full shelf once this display is done. It's going to be all Rey Mysterios in order. Different masks, different bodies. It's just unbelievable how many Reys came out. And speaking of that, here's 2 more. 2 more Rey Mysterios. They're just all over the place. There's just Rey City. I can't wait to figure out who had the most Jax releases. I'll count it up one of these days. And then the final Lucy of the week from the Treacherous Trio 3-pack. I was just missing this one. Booker T in suit. Nice orange suit, looking very dapper. Got that this week. How about some heavy metal releases? I actually got 3 new heavy metal CDs this week. I'll go through them fast. Havoc. Some of you guys might know Havoc from Colorado. Seen them in concert a bunch of times. This is their 5th album. Kind of Megadeth-y style thrash metal, if you're into that kind of thing. If you've never heard Havoc, definitely check them out, especially if you're a Megadeth fan. That's who I kind of compare them to. Another band, I think this is probably their 5th album. These are newer heavy metal bands, not like your Anthrax or Testaments or stuff like that. These are somewhat new. This is their 5th album, Warbringer, Weapons of Tomorrow. Love Warbringer. I've seen them in concert many a times as well. Their newest one, On Fire. Some lineup changes that I think have slowed them down over the years, but I definitely recommend you pick up the Warbringer. And then a super classic band, their first album in probably, 30-some years, Cirth Ungol. A lot of you guys probably never heard of them. Deep, deep metal cut, but really love them. Jarvis Leatherby from Night Demon playing bass guitar and managing the band now, so they've kind of had a resurrection. Good to see. Not a lot of heavy metal releases coming out that have really tripped my trigger so far this year, but there's 3 right there that I can't wait to finally listen to. 2 things left this week. 2 things, almost done. My buddy Rad Chad picked this up from him. I said, what is all the fuss about this book? I know it was supposed to been released like 2 years ago, something like that. There was delay after delay, but he was selling his copy. I said, why not? I'll pick it up, something to read. It's called Wrestling Figure Retrospective, 1990 to 1994. A very thick book, as you can see, but just tons and tons of pictures, primarily Hasbro discussion, pictures of everything, loose, mint on card. Obviously, I have all these figures. I'm very cool to see them. I do like, here in the back, they got some pictures of bootlegs, as you can see. We did a video, look at in the archives of my video collection, but we talked about some of these Simba figures. I still am in the need of this guy right here, if anybody has him. There was a seller in England that had one I was messaging with, but he said due to coronavirus and everything else, he wasn't shipping to America right now, which was disappointing, but very, very big book. I can't wait to dive in and read it. I probably know everything in there, but it's a cool coffee table book just to kind of thumb through every once in a while. So I said, hey, I had to pick it up. And finally, the last thing for the week, something I've been waiting for a long time. Other people have already got it. I got mine in today via Amazon. Star Wars, The Mandalorian, the Child figure. Look at that. That is the smallest figure of all time. It's more of an accessory than a figure. It's $10. I'll put the Amazon link in my description of this video in case you guys want to pick this up. It's actually, I think, a pretty hot toy that's selling pretty good. Like I said, it's more of an accessory. Look how small that is. The smallness of him and then his accessories, that little ball and stuff, talk about easily lost. It's $10 for this bad boy. Fits in the Black Series. Like I said, it scales with everything else, but boy, it's small. I mean, it is very reminiscent of the packaging of the Porgs. I don't know if anybody bought the Black Series Porgs. I got a couple of those for $4, maybe last year, the year before, I can't remember, on clearance. And I don't know if this one will get to clearance or not. This is a popular one. Believe it or not, a lot of people want this child. So happy to finally have that through the door via Amazon. When will I learn my lesson getting new figures via Amazon? It's nice they come. It's nice you're going to get them most of the time. But boy, it just seems like other places get them first. And I don't know if you guys are like me. I want those toys right away. I hate waiting and I hate seeing other people have them. I'm like, oh, I need to get them too. I want to, dive into them and see them and just get you more excited all the time for it. But that is it for weekly purchases. Another long video. Next week might be a little slower. We'll see. You never know what to expect during the week. A big deal might fall in my lap or something like that. But we're getting closer and closer to the end of those Jax figures. So, this Lucy's got to be dying down some. But we'll see. We'll see what it all brings. But I thank all you guys for watching the video. Until next time, this is Kyle. Don't forget to like. Don't forget to subscribe. Tell a friend. We're continuing to grow the channel. Besides that, I hope everybody has a safe week. And we'll see you guys all real soon.